Okay, cities make us human. They are the beginning of civilization. The infrastructure that has built cities has enabled us to be fed, cleaned, and educated. What more could we possibly need? Well, people need to mix and belong, find people that are like them, and form relationships. This is the foundation of a happy society. So when we think about the infrastructure that we interact with, the majority of it comes through the magical wall. The water, the electricity, the phone, even the internet. Yet we've no idea where it comes from or where it goes. We think we're an advanced generation, but not so really. So our homes and our bodies have become machines for living in. Yet we're not sure how they work or what their real purpose is. We're happy to use them and allow other people to fix and maintain them. So comparing two nations at different stages of development, India and Japan, one has designed into oblivion the dirtiness of being human, so it can focus on the noble mind and invisible efficiencies. These cities have also made cities physically easier. So the greatest risk for the Japanese schoolgirls on the right is the businessman in the middle, whereas the mountain children have a 2-hour hike home. Some would say that this is character building. So traveling through China, the new homes that are being built are leaving the idealism of the ground and accommodating the sky, but they're also forgetting the need to belong and connect. But people will find ways to reach out, right? Even if it's forbidden for the Tibetan monk on the left to send texts or the Korean loner on the metro, people just want to say, hey, I'm still here, don't forget about me. Or what about our connection to food? Do we want to see the woman that slaughtered our dinner and become an accomplice in the crime? Or is it just as easy to pick up an anonymous packet with no sense of where it's come from? Or what about our relationship to how we consume? Do we need such vast choices and varieties? Or are we better served by the local merchant who we can trust and who's visible to us? So how do our rituals form the infrastructure of the city? So the Hindu temple on the left, the ritual is evident by the shoes left outside, whereas the ritual in the shopping mall in Hong Kong is less clear, but the end goal might be as equally as elusive as going to the temple. Our vices around the world are very similar. From the first Starbucks that opened in Seattle to the Tibetan tea house, people just want to have a good banter and find out who's got the latest tractor or phone. So what should we consider an emergency? The poop 911 car going down a motorway in LA on our way to a call out, or the poop from the sacred cow in India decorating the streets? How should we proportion our reaction? One country's infrastructure needs does not translate to another, yet countries are willing to leave their identities behind for this chance at invisible infrastructure so that they can take tea from a box, turn on the tap, and fill up the kettle. But let's be honest, we won't survive on the size of a mountain. Majestic as it might seem, we just won't cope. Where will we charge our phones? Without infrastructure, there's a multitude of choices and options that we just find hard to deal with. So who knows best, the isolated Buddhist on the mountain worshipping the sacred lakes, or its industrious neighbor who will mine those mountains for a chance to serve its nation? So there are infrastructures that nations can't build. One of these is marriage. And when a society fails in its duty, the family will take up the slack. Perhaps this is the most important of all and will cost the state the least. The ancient city of Angkor Wat was a lost civilization. Most people didn't know it even existed. It experienced extreme drought and it perished. So nature will just as easily kill you as it will nurture you. So just to conclude this whistle-stop tour of the world, when traveling in India, we tried to figure out the complexity of the train system by tricking it into thinking we were locals, but we got it to work for us. So what should be the infrastructures that work for us in the future? Who should be serving us and who should be served? And how will they address our needs to belong and connect? And most importantly, To whom should we owe our taxes to? Thanks very much.